Chicago Comic-Con. I am here with Alan Robert, the artist and writer of The Beauty of Horror. How is Comic-Con for you so far?
It's going great. I love being here. It's probably my third or fourth time being at the convention, and especially being at the IDW booth, they really outdid themselves this year.
Yeah, this booth is absolutely beautiful. Talk to us a little bit about the Beauty of Horror series. Is the story as the fans go? What's the story as the fans go through each book?
Well, it's funny because in 2016 there really wasn't an adult coloring book for horror fans, and me being a huge horror fan, I was like, this needs to happen, and because what are we supposed to color? My wife and daughter were coloring in one of those beautiful nature adult coloring books, and I just couldn't find anything to color, and decided to draw my own. And here we are, all these years later. It just kind of exploded as soon as the first one came out, and it really gave me the opportunity to expand on the world and develop this whole slew of characters that are very mischievous, and there's a lot of. Each book has its own theme, where there's parodies of dead celebrities, or there's parodies of famous horror scenes, and every book kind of goes on its own journey.
That's so cool. What horror stories inspired these books?
Well, I'm a big fan of The Shining, Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I grew up on a lot of 80s horror movies, psychological thrillers, and I really am inspired by those kind of things. Stephen King, of course, and all of that influence goes into every page.
That's so cool. So you're in Life of Agony. How, if anything, did the band inspire these books? So sorry.
Well, it's kind of I don't think I could do one without the other. It's a nice balance for me, because I went to school visual arts for college. I had intended to be a cartoonist when I graduated, but the band got very popular in my senior year. This was going back to 1993.
Wow.
And I had a choice to make: to jump in a van with those guys and pursue music, or take my portfolio around to the comic book companies. And I figured, music was only going to have that perfect amount of time where a record label wants to sign a young band was like such a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I figured I'd pursue that and see what happened. I had no expectations. I thought, maybe 6 months it would last or something like that, and it turned into 30 years. So I think with the success of the band, it allowed me to explore the art again. And in 2009 is when I signed my first deal with IDW, and I've been cranking out different series from Wire Hangers, Crawl to Me, Killagy, and now Beauty of Horror ever since then, and more to come.
So awesome. How have your bandmates supported, and how excited are they for you and the books and the coloring stories that you've wrote?
Oh, they're super supportive. When we're in New York and there's signings and book launches, they're always there, and and even coloring in some of the Beauty of Horror.
So cool. Are there any Easter eggs for them in the books?
There is some here and there, yeah. And sometimes when there's a blank frame on a wall, fans will draw a little Life of Agony logo in there. And post them on social media. The Beauty of Horror on social media is a phenomenon all itself, because it's kind of a never-ending art project. I draw the line work, and fans just color it and post them up, and you can never get the same page twice. It's like you could have 10 different artists color the same page, and they're all completely different because everyone has a different style and different vision in their head. And it's amazing. They color way better than I could ever color it.
Sorry, just going back to my notes. So how do you go about designing each of these pages?
It really, each one is starts from scratch, and it really depends on what the theme of the book is. And I've actually learned a lot about page layout by the way that colorists choose to color. So sometimes using negative space is just as important as the characters in the page.
Okay. Aside from horror, are there any genres you would like to write or create as well?
Well, I'm really into psychological thrillers, so and I've written a couple of graphic novels in that genre. So, yeah, I think there's somewhere to go with the beauty of horror with more of a narrative in the future, and maybe there'll be a graphic novel for beauty of horror outside of the adult coloring books.
So cool. So last question: where can fans find these amazing books?
You go to thebeautyofhorror.com or idwpublishing.com, or follow me on my socials, which all have crazy handles, but alanrobert.com is where you can find everything that I'm doing.
Okay, and all of these are going to be in the description below. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
Roll the credits!